Hey, it's Vince. It is the RR Show. Let's get going into this episode right now, and it's going to be fun. We're going to be doing a little malicious compliance, and yeah. Why don't we just stick around and have a little fun here? All right, let's get into it. So our first story comes from user ScaryExpert1929. Punishing me for underperforming for 1 day and 2 years? No problem. Background. I work at a company where I handle mid to high level complaints to managers, PR, and legal. My daily requirement is 40 cases handled per day. There are some my team colleagues that struggle with this, but I don't, and I don't feel lazy to stop at 40. So I've handled 50 to 55 basically every day for the past 2 years. There is no bonus or even recognition for this. I just did it because I felt a friendly obligation to the company. Complaints can be a 5-minute resolution or a 2-hour Zoom with our New York lawyers. It's a gamble, really. The event. Recently, I had a day where I felt a bit sick, and at the same time, I had bad luck getting only very hard cases that required more time. So I had 39 cases, one under the requirement. I thought nothing of it, as my weekly average was way off the charts, 50 plus as usual. The very next day, I felt better and went back to my usual high numbers. Come Monday, I had an emergency one-on-one with my manager, where I was informed that I had to attend a 3-day workshop seminar on how to best meet requirements because I underperformed last week. My jaw dropped, and I asked, don't they count the weekly, monthly, yearly numbers? To which I was told the daily requirement is 40, and this is standard practice. Nothing we can do. Basically, it was a workshop for underperformers who had 20 to 30 out of 40 cases daily. It was nothing hard, but I did need to drive there for 3 days after work and listen to HR guys giving bad advice, as they never actually handled the cases in real life. And I had to talk about what I will do to improve my numbers and reach 40, as their nonsense HR talk calls it. This made me lose hours and hours of my free time, and I was livid. After it was over, I had a long think, and I decided that I will do exactly just that. I will reach the 40, and that's it. For the past few months, I go into work, handle the 40 cases, my daily requirement, and then I do nothing for the rest of my shift. I have had multiple one-on-ones with my manager during this time, and I'm constantly asked, is something wrong? To which I naively reply, no, am I in trouble? Am I underperforming? And then, of course, they say that I'm 100% within daily requirements, and that way I shut the conversation down. This is real life, so I can't really say clever comeback or something like that, but I do keep playing the fool that has no idea what is wrong now. But I find satisfaction in knowing that they got used to my overachieving and are now suffering for the lack of it. Before Easter, they put up an internal ad for promoting another 2 managers. So my guess is how that is the number of people they will now need to pay extra just because they lost me as an overachiever. And they lost me for no reason other than their own stupidity. Thank you all. I hope I did not bore you. Our next story is also from r/MaliciousCompliance, posted by user ObviousSecretary151. Show up 30 minutes early? Sure, Dave. As long as you do, too. I am 15 years old and work as a soccer referee. I will normally arrive 10 to 15 minutes early to a game, which is plenty of time to check in players from both teams and make sure the field is in proper playing condition. One game I showed up to as an assistant referee, an AR. My center ref, 18 years old, let's call him Dave, told me that all refs have to arrive 30 minutes early to every game. I know this is not true, and I stayed silent. We ref the game as usual and returned to where we put our stuff at the end of the game. Dave told me that because I didn't arrive 30 minutes early, he would mark that I didn't show up, basically telling me that I wouldn't get paid for the game that we just worked. I complained that this was a rule that he made up. He left the game without saying anything else, figuring that would be all. Note, if you referee without any ARs, you get paid like $5 more. I think this was Dave's plan. When I got home, I made sure to sign up to be center referee at every game where Dave was an AR. Poor Dave showed up to his next game 15 minutes early, which is absolutely unacceptable. I said nothing the whole game, but only marked him as absent, which means he wouldn't get paid. This went on for about a week and a half until his paycheck came in, and he was about $120 off of what his total should have been. I did make sure every game that Dave was less than 30 minutes early. Dave emails one of the main referees, who runs everything, to see what the problem was. One of the main referees, let's call him John, told Dave he wasn't there, so he wouldn't get paid. Dave put 2 and 2 together and realized what I did. Emails were sent between Dave, John, and I until John had the full story. Dave was fired for making up rules, and I got paid for the first game with Dave. Don't take advantage of young people. Take that, Dave. Edit. Don't take advantage of people, not just young people. Our final story in this Malicious Compliance episode is posted by user DiamondDust1. You're only here to count. Hi everyone, I wanted to share a story from my job. I work at a place where we pack fruit. There are about 20 robots that fill boxes with fruit. And there's one position in charge of checking that each robot puts the correct amount of fruit in each box. To explain it a bit more, we basically have to check all day that the robots are doing a good job, making sure each box has the right amount of fruit, and keeping track of which robot packed it. Hope that makes sense. Obviously, since it's heavy machinery, sometimes the robots damage the fruit. So when I'm checking a box, it's possible to find fruit that's been cut in half or otherwise damaged. When I first started, I was assigned to checking position. It's pretty simple. Count the fruit in each box and return it to the export line. But whenever I found damaged fruit, I used to write it down in a section of the control log called comments, noting how many damaged ones I found. I also started reporting it to a woman from the quality team. She didn't like that. She kept telling me that it wasn't my job, which is technically true. But I thought it was important to say something when the damage was a lot. One day, all the robots started sending out fruit that was cut into multiple pieces. No idea how. So I went to report it again. And this woman confronted me and said, "Your job is only to count. Count, 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 count. That's it." She said it in a very rude tone and sent me back to the station. Of course, I thought she's totally right. So instead of getting upset, whenever I found damaged fruit, I just counted it like a normal one. Closed the box, sent it down the export line. That's how I spent the whole day, just counting and nothing else. Until the export inspection team noticed there was a lot of damaged fruit, already packed and ready to go. The quality managers came to talk to me and ask why I hadn't reported it. I just pointed to the woman and said, she told me my job was only to count, 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 and that's all I did. And I shrugged. She started giving me hateful looks when the managers told her that this position does need to report damaged fruit and packaging issues. At the end of the day, they moved me to another area, a much better one, where I now do quality too. And this woman can't help but glare at me every time she sees me. Was I doing as I was told? Just counting? Thanks for reading. So thanks for being with us. The RR Show is a production of Evergreen Podcasts and Wessler Media. Now, if you'd be so kind, please follow or subscribe to our show wherever you get your podcasts. And if you're feeling extra nice, you might as well leave a 5-star review. But for more, visit the website, rrshow.com. That is rrshow.com. I'm your host, Vince, and we'll see you next time here on The RR Show.